Yo, what is going on, guys? And welcome back to finally another episode of Riggs Relapse. And this episode, normally I come in with a plan. Like the first episode, I came in with a plan, what I wanted to talk about, everything like that. But for this episode, I'm just gonna kind of wing it because basically I haven't like posted anything in a while. I did one podcast episode, then I just dipped. So I'm here to tell you just basically what I've been up to, what I'm doing. Um, just basically what's been going on in my life. Um, and yeah, hopefully this turns out well. And because always have been, it's been like, I don't even know, like 5 months since the first podcast episode. And I've always wanted to try to bring it back. I was in contact with a couple of my friends, seeing if they wanted to hop on and we could talk sports or anything. Because originally this was just going to be like a straight sports podcast, like just talk about sports, what's going on in the sports world, anything like that. The NFL season just started, so talk about that in a future episode after we get a couple weeks in. But just try to get some people on here so it's not just me talking, so I could actually like interact with other people and we could bounce ideas off of each other. But um this episode, like I said, just gonna basically be about like what I've been up to, what I'm currently doing, and if anything else comes off the top of my head, then I'll be sure to share that too. So this episode's probably gonna be a little bit of a shorter one, even though the last one wasn't too long anyways, but this one's probably gonna be a little bit shorter. So basically, let's get started. So for those of you that don't know, I'm from like about 30 minutes outside of Pittsburgh, and I go to college in downtown Pittsburgh. So um, I've just been really busy with like college and everything because we started at the end of August. So it's been like a month. I've been in college, just getting used to everything. Got this apartment on campus. So getting used to my roommates. Trying to spend time with them so we can build like a bond so it's not just like awkward the whole year. Um and yeah, the schoolwork, just doing that. Um and I had a really cool experience yesterday on campus. I don't know when you guys are gonna see this. I don't know when I'm gonna publish it, but I'm recording this on September 20th. And yeah, the 19th, I had a really cool experience. So for those of you guys that don't know, I'm a huge wrestling fan, like huge WWE guy. Um, and yesterday on campus, they had a Q&A with Corey Graves, and I was able to attend. You had to RSVP for it because there's limited space. I was able to attend his Q&A, and basically a rundown for those of you guys that don't know. Corey Graves is a commentator on Friday Night SmackDown. He used to commentate Raw, but he just recently got moved to SmackDown, and he's from Pittsburgh. He lives in Lawrenceville. He's married to another wrestler. Her name's Carmella, and he just told us in the Q&A that she's actually due in November because she's pregnant. It's their first child together, and she's due in November. So good, happy for him. And basically, he's a commentator because his in-ring career got cut short. In one calendar year, he suffered 4 concussions, which was a lot, obviously. And after the last concussion, they shut him down and he was done. So he was like trying to help with everything backstage. This is all came from him from yesterday. He was just trying to help with whatever he could backstage to try to be like helpful. And then Michael Cole said, "Hey, have you ever tried commentating?" And Corey Graves never really thought of that because all he knew was in ring work, wrestling, because that's what he did. So he was like, "Sure, I'll give it a try." And he tried it and excelled at it. He was really good at it. He started off at NXT, then he finally got called up to the main roster. And he said his first main roster show that he ever commentated was a Monday Night Raw, and it was in Pittsburgh. So, fitting way for him to make his main roster debut, you know? Um, he would have made his main roster debut as a wrestler, but unfortunately, he got this career ending injury. before he was able to actually make his main roster debut. So he was still in NXT at the time. Um, but yeah, I was fortunate enough to be able to speak with him after, like one on one, and try to pick his brain a little bit, to try and like figure out what I could do to try to be successful in my career. And not everyone has the opportunity to like speak to someone who is on as high a stage as Corey Graves is. So when I saw the opportunity come across, I had to take advantage of it. Um, but basically, hold on. First, let me show you guys a picture. So yeah, here's a picture of me and Graves from yesterday. He's a really nice, genuine guy. Really nice. So basically, um, Michael Cole has basically mentored him and taught him a lot. Because coming from someone who had no commentating experience coming into it, he obviously didn't know like what to expect. And he says Michael Cole just took him under his wing and basically helped him excel. Um, and yeah, he just said that basically n- some people like to come prepared with like notes and everything so they know what they're gonna say, but not him. He just wings it. Whatever comes to his mind, he just says. Um, and he says that he likes playing the bad guy because for those of you that don't know, he's like the heel commentator, and he said he likes doing that because he could say some outrageous stuff, and then he checks Twitter, and people are like, "Ah, Corey Graves sucks. He needs to be fired." But in his words, he said, "That just means I'm doing my job. If I could get you mad at me, that to the point where you want me fired and don't want to listen to me anymore, that means I'm doing my job." Which he's really good at doing his job because he does say some obnoxious stuff. Um, but yeah, I was just speaking to him because I'm a sports management major. My goal is to work in like the behind the scenes of like sports. So like front office, like being an agent, just the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that the public eye does not see very often. So, um, I asked him whenever I was able to speak with him, how do I like stand out? How do I get noticed? And I'm sharing this information with you guys. So maybe some of you are in the same boat that I am. But basically he said ask questions. He said, I know it's a like kind of the most boring advice you'll ever hear, but asking questions can go a long way because if you ask a lot of questions, you'll stand out more to your employer than someone who like always sits in the back of the room, who always is just quiet and just doesn't speak up. And me, I'm a quiet person. I'm not gonna lie. Am I don't get out of my shell very often, but whenever I have to, then I have to because I know in order to stand out and get the opportunities that I want for my career, I have to ask questions. I have to be seen. I can't just be there and my employer forget that I'm there. I have to be involved, just speak up, you know? But yeah, Corey Graves was really, really nice person. This is my second time meeting him because I actually ran into him at a Pirate game one time. And I think it's very nice that I said this to him too. He always comes back to Pittsburgh and tries to do like whatever he can around the community in order to try and build a stronger community here in Pittsburgh. And he gives back to Pittsburgh at every chance he gets. And that's nice because a lot of people from Pittsburgh like don't come back. Like they get big, move out to LA, just forget about Pittsburgh, right? But Corey Graves tries to give back. He'll never forget his roots. Tries to give back any chance he can get. Um, so Corey Graves was really, really informative, and I was glad I was able to pick his brain here and there. Also, um, The Roberto Clemente Day was September 15th, and is basically celebrated throughout all of Major League Baseball. And for those of you that don't know, his sons own a foundation called the Roberto Clemente Foundation. And um, the 14th, the day before actual Roberto Clemente Day, they had a gala, their annual gala, and it's the first time having it in Pittsburgh. And in my school, I get a lot of like cool opportunities and everything like that. And they sent out an email saying they're looking for like 4 volunteers to volunteer for the gala. And I was like, this sounds interesting. So I'm going to take advantage of that. So I reached out to the person in charge. Um, I got confirmed that I was able to be a volunteer, gave me all the information. So I showed up, they told me what I was going to do. We helped set up the room, you know, and then my job was to go downstairs and check in the people that were coming in. And there was a lot of like famous people there. Like that's the most famous people I've ever been in the same room like as at one time. Like um I checked in Andrew McCutcheon and talked to him for a little bit, so that was cool. Um, David Bednar, Pirates All-Star closer, um, I checked him in too, was able to talk to him for a little bit. Ken Griffey Sr. was there. Um, I wasn't able to talk to him because I just saw him from across the room in the dinner, and I didn't wanna go up to him in the dinner, especially while I'm, like, working, like, just not professional, so I just let him be. Um, but someone else who was there that, like, initiated the conversation with me and basically, like, talked with me, like, all night, who was really, really nice. Harold Reynolds. For those of you that don't know who he is, he used to play in the MLB, and, now he is an analyst on MLB Network, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little starstruck because I watch MLB Network, like, almost every night, and Harold Reynolds is like, I'm a big fan of him. Like, I think he's good at what he does. He knows what he's talking about. Um, yeah, and he was like talking to me all night and like giving me like pointers and stuff. And yeah, I'll always be thankful for him for that because these people don't have to like talk to me. They don't have to like go out of their way to give me help, give me information. They don't have to do that, but they do. And that's what I think makes a good celebrity and not a good celebrity because there's you guys know there's some celebrities that if you approach them in public and ask for a picture or something, even if you're the politest person on the planet, they just straight up turn you down and just like, yeah, I know they're not entitled to um do stuff like that for fans, like take pictures with fans and stuff in their free time, but like some of them go out of their way to do that. Like John Cena, for example, does all these make-a-wishes that he doesn't have to do, but that's what makes John Cena who he is. Like because he's so like lovable. Like everyone loves John Cena. That may not have been the case 10 years ago, but now that's the case because people realize how much of an impact John Cena actually has on the world and how he makes the little kids feel good about themselves. And he goes out of his way to do that. But Harold Reynolds, amazing person, amazing person. Um, so that's what I've been up to basically recently. I'm also in the middle of selling tickets for the Pirates because my university is having a night at the Pirate game, and we're helping to sell tickets for that, and we get to be like honored on the field and stuff for that game. So that's pretty cool. We do it every year. I did it last year. I was a part of it, so I decided to do it again. We also sell tickets for the Penguins and the Cavaliers, but we do that stuff later, obviously, because the season didn't start for them yet. But basically, I'm going to a concert, a little TJ concert tomorrow. which again, I don't know when you guys are seeing this, but that will be the 21st. I'm going to that, and I have to do a report on it, so that's fun. But anyways, that's basically just what I've been up to recently. Um, Now I've only been streaming right now for like recording this podcast for like 15 minutes, so we're gonna try to stretch this out a little bit longer. Um, so I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm basically in my dorm right now. Um, so basically, the way the dorm is constructed is you walk in. To the right, there's a living room area. To the left is the kitchen, and then straight ahead is mine and my roommate's dorm. Then if you go past the kitchen and up the hallway right there, it's my other two roommates' dorm. So there's four of us in here. Two of us are in this room, and the other two are in the other room. And yeah, we all get along super well, and grateful for that. But okay, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have came prepared, like with just talking points, because I didn't expect to run through that in like 15 minutes. But that's what we do, you know. Um, so you know what? I was gonna wait on this a little bit, but you know what? Fuck it. Um, let's talk about the Nick Chubb. Prayers out for Nick Chubb. That was a nasty, nasty injury. I was watching the Monday Night Football game with my roommate, and the announcers like wouldn't even show it like on TV. But you could hear the like groan from the audience. But then later it was posted on social media from the other ankle where you could see his knee, like it was bad. So I saw it that way, but yeah, hate to see that happen to anyone. So prayers up for Nick Chubb. I think it said he was out for the year, so hopefully he makes a speedy recovery and is good to go for next year. Hopefully he's 100% healthy, and yeah. But anyways, my Steelers, man. Yeah, obviously, guys, I'm from Pittsburgh, so I'm a Steelers fan, and my Steelers, man, we barely escaped that game against the Browns with the dub. We barely escaped it. But if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like if Nick Chubb never went down, we were not winning that game. I'm sorry. I feel like we were definitely not winning that game. Um, but basically, Matt Canada needs to go. I'm sick and tired of seeing jet sweep after jet sweep after jet sweep. Like, please go away. Um, Kenny Pickett, Steeler fans have been spoiled for 18 years, able to have Big Ben. So I'm not going to write Kenny Pickett off just yet. But, however, he does need to step up. He needs to. Over the next couple weeks, if we don't see any improvement at all, then I feel like it might be time to write him off. But again, he's our best option we have right now. So just got to keep running him out there. Again, Matt Canada is not helping at all, but you just got to keep running Kenny Pickett out there in hopes that he improves. Because week 1 against the Niners was terrible. Like, it was horrible. Like, I couldn't watch it. That's how bad it was. Like, the Niners were just destroying us in every aspect. Like, literally, even against the Browns, like, our offense had no say. Like, we scored 6 points offensively. The rest of the points came from either field goals or um, defensive touchdowns. Like, we started off the game with a pick six, and that was a hot start out the gate. And then we ended up winning the game on a fumble recovered by our defense that was ran in for a touchdown. So basically, our defense won us that game. And they're locking down Deshaun Watson, and they're locking down the whole Browns offense all night. So big credits to the defense. TJ Watt, best player in the game. Not biased at all. Just saying. But yeah, anyways. So I'm going to a couple concerts coming up actually. Me and my friend are going to the A Boogie concert when he comes to Pittsburgh in October. So I'm excited for that. A Boogie is one of my favorite music artists. And I'm going to the Travis Scott concert when he comes here in December. It's 4 days after my birthday. So little birthday present for myself. Um, and my favorite of all of them, hold up, my favorite. So for those of you guys that know me in real life, because I don't think I really expressed this on my channel, but for those of you that know me in real life, I'm a huge, huge Lil Skies fan. Like he is my favorite music artist. I started listening to him back in like 2018 and just never stopped since. He's always every year the top of my Spotify, you know. He's just my favorite music artist and he announced he was going on tour for the first time in a while. And what do you know? He's coming to Pittsburgh. So, I had to be there, you know. I can't miss the opportunity to see Little Skies. So, I'm going to be there at that. Um Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff coming up within the next couple months that I'm excited about. So I'm gonna keep grinding with school. I'm gonna use the information I pulled from Corey Graves. I'm gonna use that to my advantage, um, and just try to do what I can in order to make sure I'm successful for the future and have a successful career. So we're gonna stop this right here. It was like about 20 minutes, a little bit over. Um, the next one podcast, yes, there is going to be a next one. I'm trying. Hopefully, it's not a 5 month hiatus again. Hopefully, I could get it out sooner. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna hit up some of my friends again, see if they want to hop on for the next episode, so we could like bounce ideas off of each other and everything like that. But yeah, basically, that's just what I've been up to. The stuff that's been going on in my life, and yeah, it was fun. Like, I just like talking and expressing my feelings in front of a camera and a microphone. So that's why I wanted to start a podcast in the first place. So, yeah, that's going to be it for Riggs Relapse episode 2. And hopefully, I'll see you guys tune in again. And hopefully, I can get another one out soon. And yeah, guys, that's been it. Peace.